See, I catch you with these arms that hold me back against this wall. Release me from these chains that hold me fast. You see, there's a light at the end that I'm running to. If you hold my hand, then I'll show you there's a lot more waiting for us all at the end of the road.
So this is supposed to be a meditation on rain, and I was kind of hoping we would have had some rain by now. I mean, not today. I'm really glad that we don't have rain today, but I really kind of wanted there to be a lot of rain yesterday. When I was looking at the forecast, that was kind of the hope, because I wanted us to at least have a memory of rain. And so I want to share with you, as we kind of start, some words from G.K. Chesterton that make me laugh. And when it rains on your parade, look up rather than down. Without the rain, there would be no rainbow. The first drops of rain always bring a smile to my face. I don't know about you. There's something about the smell of the rain coming, and I really like that smell and the promise of what it's going to bring. The smell of the damp soil, the grass kind of glistening a little bit, the slosh of puddles under my feet as long as I don't have on my really good shoes. And it makes me want to dance in the rain with kind of unabandoned joy. I really, really like the rain. And it's hot out there. I'm thinking right now it would be really great if we didn't have all this equipment out here and God would just let the skies open and it would rain. Right now, I thought about bringing a water gun and squirting you about now, but you just have to imagine that as you're sweating. Sometimes rains make hearts go romantic a little bit. We have all these scenes from movies where people dance in the rain, or they just have that kiss in the rain. The feeling is inexplicably beautiful to me about that moment where your heart and the rain kind of come together, so to speak. So I find it interesting in that play on words where God reigns. R-E-I-G-N. God reigns. So does idolatry. You know, the elevation of the human self. We tend to think of idolatry as that which they did in the Old Testament, and we don't do that anymore because we've arrived, haven't we? We're so cool. We're those New Testament Christians. We don't have to be reminded of all those idolatrous ways anymore. But let's face it, we are masters of the art form, aren't we? Where God doesn't reign. It seems that by virtue of our sophisticated scientific advancements and incredible technological adventures, we are inclined to view ourselves as masters of the universe rather than servants of a universal God. I am preaching from an iPad, no less, trying to not use paper, but technology. Trying to be a servant to a universal God, but if I'd left my iPad, my world would come crushing down on me. I wouldn't know where to be. I wouldn't know whom to call. I haven't memorized any numbers anymore. Siri wouldn't tell me what my schedule was. I wouldn't know where to go or what to be. I'm supposed to be the servant of a universal God. There's confusion, and in our psalm text that Seth read for us earlier, there's all that confusion that gets named in that wonderful psalm. It reminds us of the danger of that of which we fail to adhere, the reminder that we must trust in God over everything. God reigns. We don't like that very much, though. I mean, after all, we like to have all those amazing scientific discoveries and dazzling technologies. We like to think humans are so awesomely special. We like our victories. We like our awards. We like it when people shout praises to our names. We like to see our names in the newspapers if you still read it, and we really like it when we see ourselves on the Jumbotron. It's really hard to separate that technology from God these days. And so we're sitting here outside where we had a difficult time getting technology to work, right? The band's laughing because it took us about an hour longer than it should have to get set up today. It was difficult to get set up outside. It should be easier. It should be you just come outside and play. We don't do that anymore. We have to think about the safety of the playground. We have to make sure that there's no bugs where somebody's going to get bit, or that we've got to have our Benadryl there, and we have to make sure that we've got gluten-free something for the snacks just in case. And we sure need to make sure that there's enough space in the road so that nobody goes in there. We just don't go out and be anymore. There's all this extra stuff, all these extra concerns. And not that that's bad, but I just wonder, at least to me, the stress that we have created, I'm going to say that again, that we have created, not God has created. This situation that appears that human civilization hangs kind of in this nuclear ecological balance of hell and not life at all. If we can manage not to blow ourselves up into bits through toxins or nuclear arms or some other horror that we haven't yet manifested into being, we appear to be slowly in danger of poisoning the earth and ourselves to death. The irony is, the more powerful that we seem to think we are, the less secure the human and worldly future seems to be, at least to me. Now, I'm the one with the microphone right now, so I can say whatever I want, and you just have to listen or pretend you're listening. And while I have no simple solutions as we worship here in this beautiful, beautiful sanctuary this evening, it seems to me tonight that we need to relinquish our own drive just for a little while to not be the masters of the universe. Our psalmist dares to affirm that there is no hope. Did you hear that? Not something you usually hear in a psalm. But you have to listen to the second part of that. There is no hope as long as you hope in yourself. The only hope is in our Creator. Hope for the world will not begin with scientific knowledge, but that the Lord is great above all gods. Even the technology ones, like Apple. That's hard for me. Our technology can enhance our care of the earth for sure, but it can't replace it. It's like rain. The sphere of God's reign is unlimited, and it encompasses every dimension of the three-storied universe. Think about it. Heaven and earth and its depths. The elements of the most powerful and impressive natural phenomenon are sometimes depicted as the thunderstorm, right? In literature, you have great, beautiful depictions of a thunderstorm. In art, beautiful imagery of thunderstorms. Some of the best photographs are of the thunderstorm rolling in. And God controls even that. For God's breath pushes back the seas, the deeps, so much that God continues to lead people even in their out of Sinai, out of bondage, and always into life. Psalm 135 reminds me that prayers of gratitude and praise are a gateway through which the beauty of our God enters our lives. This wondrous blue-green planet that we are so grateful and honored to share, at least for me, is our home, but it's also our nourishment. It's our origin, it's our support, it's our container of our spiritual revelation. And if that is the case, it is also ours to resurrect continually. And so we go under the water. We go under the water. I don't want you to think of it as a drowning of sorts. I want you to think of it as a womb, for water being the womb of the earth, for which all life is born. The oceans that flow through the earth, bringing abundance. Oceans that flow through us, carrying food, recycling our waste, expressing emotions. Is truly the water when we once again become one in the womb of our God. When in Jeremiah, God says, before you were even born, I knew you in the womb of our God. Tom Rhodes says it so beautifully like this, and this is how I want to end. And I would ask you, if you would, be so kind to just close your eyes and listen to his words. You, ocean of the deep, keeper of the earth's last mysteries, beneath your ceaseless waves, In your quiet and dark womb did life first begin. Remind us of our beginnings, keep us humble against your vastness, and know that you are truly the water of life. May it be so again and again. Amen.
See, I catch you with these arms that hold me back against this wall. Release me from these chains that hold me fast. You see, there's a love